Good evening, Dr. K. How are you?
Hi, Dr. How are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I think
Good.
you are getting younger and younger every day. You got a lot of energy. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very busy today, actually, but that's okay. I love to come and talk to our friends here. Yeah, like you. So,
Excellent, yes. Thank you.
how your day had been good? I'm kind of starting all the other channels too. That's why taking a little bit time.
Which one is you recommend to join? I can join on the LinkedIn account or on Clubhouse.
Yeah, Clubhouse. LinkedIn is like a one way right now because if I
Okay,
open everybody, it's kind of difficult to talk to them. So I kind of
okay.
talk to the. He say,
I
hello.
think I added you. Yep. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Welcome, Courtney, Yolanda, and Jaresh. Jareya. Um, Forgive me if I misspell your names, but welcome. This is a room where we are kind of looking at what is a proactive wellness. It's not just not enough to have some preventive care and some wellness measures. That's all okay, but then we have so many means now to really monitor our wellness, to really cause our wellness, including genomic or very nice molecular tests and biochemical tests and all that. So I was inspired by people who are really involved in this and they are living very advanced age. This particular gentleman I was talking about, he was 84-year-old and still maintaining pretty good activity with a board member of several companies which he found. He's a biotech person and then he has found a lot of this molecular biology, nanotechnology based medical tests and all. They're all very expensive. Probably a lot of money is there, and people are doing that now. But then eventually it will come down to everybody's affordable thing, and also it will change a lot of medical care in that sense. But meanwhile, we can do the local homemade proactive wellness we can do like I do. So even though I'm a doctor and I have access to this testing and all that, I kind of maintain a natural, healthy atmosphere, and also I kind of am very preventive and proactive oriented person, right? So I'm very close to the nature. I kind of follow our circadian rhythms. I don't eat all the time. I only eat when I'm hungry. Things like that, commonsensical things that we could do. Suppose we can improve our quality of sleep by understanding where we are going wrong and correcting those modern uh, technology things that are keeping us awake. Don't be with the devices and go AI all night just to take a specific break, things like that. So that's what I was focusing on. Dr. K, you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I enjoy your support system. How
Yeah.
to enliven our life moment by moment. And it's a reminder for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. That's what he was talking about is how can you be awake and here and now during the day and then doing whatever we do. That is like a moment to moment awareness, not getting lost in the past or really forecasting into the future. That kind of thing is not there. So I attend to kind of four pillars of wellness. You all know about them. Like people are paying attention to the nutrition and the activity or exercise or rest or sleep, and then also working with their mind with mindfulness, meditation, calming the mind, and all that. So I go a little bit deeper on each pillar and I keep on learning. And I'm trying to bring modern medical advantages, scientific discoveries. Like we know a lot about microbiome, we know a lot about genome, we know a lot about nuclear medicine, things like that. So I keep in myself interested in what is breaking through scientific circles, right? And also I have gone deep into the ancient system where they were very natural, very wise, commonsensical. For example, they ate only organically grown food because they didn't have the chemicals, fertilizers, and all that, right? But they kind of believed the circle of life, so they were always growing foods in organical way anyway, and they were eating after really working up an appetite. For example, in yoga, there is what is called eka bhukta. That means they eat only once a day. Very good meal, but then after having a very, very severe appetite, they used to eat. And then maybe they go to twice a day. The bhukta they call. But they said a householder like us can do two or three, but then no snacking in between. Okay, that kind of rules were there, and then they kind of considered good health principles, and they didn't have this temptation by the food industry asking them to eat all sorts of processed food, that kind of. So I try to combine modern medical scientific breakthroughs and also modern science, modern medicine, and also ancient wisdom, some hacks that we could use in this modern age. So Courtney and Sahuji and Jarish, any of you want to come up, you are more than welcome. Okay, and just raise your hand, or you can just listen. It's up to you. So those kind of things that we are doing here, they all are important. But then we pay attention to those things very easily, and then incorporate them into our daily life. So I try to maintain my health with the principles of ancient wisdom. And then, if we should get into trouble, if the illness, definitely we should go to the modern medical facilities and use them too. That is all very, very nice. I don't know what happened. Everybody disappeared. Something with the clubhouse, maybe, Dr. K. Not all of them can disappear just like that. This,
Something happening, yeah,
yeah,
glitch, I think.
yeah, it could be a glitch or something. There were a couple of things people placed here. Okay, okay. So I was focusing on the proactive wellness for a while because many of the doctors can avoid all these problems with their focus on preventive medicine, maintenance of health, and also having some kind of self care that they could master, right? That's what I bring on because they are so much caught up in the work, and sometimes so much work is given to them, they are not able to really do that. So that is also happening. That's why I keep on encouraging them, and then asking them to pay attention to that. They want to, but then sometimes they are pulled to the work, and sometimes they don't have the right food available. Suppose you are on the call and the night time, what happens is a lot of things are gone, cafeteria is closed, and the foods that they give us are very, very very, very only fast foods, nothing else, or some donuts or something like that. So I don't, I'll encourage them to pack something for them to go home from home, which they think old fashioned, but I think that's a very good idea. I do that. That's why any fruits I will take it there. But if there is a chef that can give me good food prepared, a good thing that he can give fresh, I will go for that. Otherwise, I depend upon from home. Lots of times when I work in other hospitals in other cities, my wife also comes with me because I may be there for a week and then I come back, right? So we both go together, and usually she brings the lunch, and we both have a moment, and then she goes back to the hotel where I completed my shift. That kind of adjustment I made. So I think a little bit of effort, and then we can take care of our diet, and also exercise. We can do it while we
What
are.
kind of diet do you usually?
Oh, I am a vegetarian, Doctor K.
Okay, yeah, because I was looking into organic
Yeah.
food kind of, and if you have few recommendation that you use.
Yeah, all the vegetables and fruits we either go to the organic section in the supermarkets, or there are special markets. We go to Chicago, to us, okay, 2 hours, right? When we go there a week or 2 weeks, we go for shopping, for some entertainment and all that. But also we have these special places that we go to, and they bring fresh, organically grown food. A little expensive, but I think it is worth it. And also my daughter grows some spices and all that in the backyard, which are pretty good too. And she is going to grow more vegetables this time. Some of the patients, they bring the fruits from Florida and other places where they growing, and then they bring the fruits from there to me as a sample. And I enjoy those too. So various ways we can get this organic food. But some people, they are growing food that are not really organic, but they bill it as organic. So watch out for that too. That is also going on. you know See, basically, I'm trying to avoid as many toxins as possible. And then usually that is very much available now. It used to be very difficult when I first came into this country in 1981, right? I came at the time. 90s also very tough, but now it's much easier. We can really have a lot more good food if you only look for it. And also how you make it, whether you deep fry it or whether you do a different way, or all those things are important too. And how you sit down and eat, that's important too. Enjoy and savor your food and spend some time chewing it. That is very difficult for a lot of my doctor friends, because they're on the hurry all the way, right? I tell them, just 10 minutes, sit down and do that when you have time. I think we can make it most of the time. Only certain days will be so hectic, so many emergencies, we cannot do that. But otherwise, if you are mindful of this important habit, then you can do that, I think. Don't you think so, Dr. K? We can all make some time available.
Yeah, because eating has to be enjoyed.
Yeah, savor it,
And
savor it. Yeah,
we have to take time
yeah.
to appreciate, because when I think about it, it
Mm.
is gonna be part of the body, because
Yeah,
it's gonna be incorporated. Each molecule, each atom,
yeah,
it's gonna be a building block of this body.
yeah,
So it has to be given a great
yeah,
awareness to it.
yeah. That is what happens with a lot of people. They don't have time to really spend, because they are kind of think that is really difficult for them to pay attention to the diet that they are eating. But they can enjoy it. Definitely, they should enjoy it. I tell them lots of times, enjoy your food. Don't be like that you are not able to enjoy the food. If you can enjoy it, you will stick with that for a long time, right? That's what I tell them. And then lots of times they kind of, you know, give me all sorts of excuses about it, and then they just eat one sandwich in one gulp and then go to the work again. Lots of times I saw that. How do you get your exercise, Dr. K?
Oh yeah, that was also a challenge, and I make a habit like early morning.
Hmm.
I take a meditation and then some routine exercise of weight and flexing, like a yoga training kind of bending, flexing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that is the one. It helped me move during the day, each ligament, joint to relax it.
yeah. Because uh, I kind of recommend that. I tell them, look for the opportunities for exercise while you are working. you know, because we have staircase, we can go up and down. We have long corridors in the hospitals, especially. We can walk them, and you can really sit down and do some exercises too. And then when you are sitting down, you can get up and down. Whenever the phone call is there, you can get up and walk around and talk. All those opportunities where we can really exercise while we are working is, I think, is ideal. That way you don't have to go to a gym and all that, and spend the time and money and energy, but you can avoid this inertia that we can get if we sit for too long in front of the EMR. So I tell them always use the voice commands, use the dictation software and all that to avoid sitting. You can do a lot of screen manipulation with that, and also on the mobile apps, you can take them, walk around, and do the EMR too,
One
right?
day I had experienced a 75-year-old woman.
Yeah,
She was in the clerk, like in the physician, like in the encounter,
yeah,
where down in the. I saw her from stairs going to the fifth floor in the hospital. Then I follow her,
yeah,
and then I'm skinny.
yeah.
I am on third floor. I could hold my breath, but she kept going. Then I catch her on her floor. She said, I never use elevator. She's been working in that hospital for more than 50 years. Imagine.
Very, yeah, very
Never
good.
ever. And
Yeah.
then she's 75, the wish to run, I couldn't believe it. And then I said, oh my God, she just make it a habit.
Yeah,
Now she's in the best shape
yeah.
and beat me, a 40-year-old at that time. And then I say, I am gonna stop elevator again. So
Yeah.
whenever there's elevator, I
Yeah.
stop using it.
I talked about this. These are called creature comforts. In a way, they are not good for our, body. You see, what happens in yoga is they make us do some asanas and some movements, some or telling us sit on the hard benches and sleep on the floor or sit on the floor for a while at least. Those kind of things they advocate. Why? Because they kind of classified energies into like the inertia that can accumulate when you sit too long or don't move, and rajasic, that is like you can run like anything with that energy, and that is also not good. That's what is happening with information overload, too much of that kind of energy. But it's a kind of balance between when you're working active energy, and then when you want to retire and take rest, that's when the tamas energy can be there. So that balance, I'm always aware of it. So I know when this inertia is accumulating in my body, you know then I can easily see whether that is something I should really pay attention or not. And usually being aware of that actually avoids a lot of problems. That woman, she was never taking the elevator. That means she kept her muscles going on just like that. All the hip adductors or hip flexors and the gluteus, everything is activated, and also her calf muscles, which is very important. We call it the second heart. That's very important. When you climb the stairs, they will be engaged too. Keeping these muscle groups active while you are working and not allowing this inertia to creep up. If you sit down for a long time or inactive, that kind of energy grows up. So this is the very important key about modern life, really advocating all these creature comforts, which are not really good in the long run. If you do it too much, if you do just a little bit, that's okay. But these people lay down on the couch and all that and stay there for a few hours playing these games and watching the news and movies. That has become the lifestyle. It was to be after the work you can entertain yourself a little bit. That was not the case. These days everything sitting down, inactive, and doing that, and also running our mind. Don't you think so, Dr. K? Creature comforts. So I wrote some articles on this, explaining how, in a narrow way, they can really hurt us. It's a question of lifestyle. It's not a question of anybody, any culture, but it's a kind of lifestyle promoted by entertainers. And people are selling all sorts of processed food, and that becomes an addiction. Suppose you go to a game, 11 people will be paying there, but then 11,000 people will be sitting down and watching the game. In that way, that's us not very good if you do it all the time. But at least if you go up stairs, go down stairs, walk around the stadium, that's good enough. But this is inactivity has grown very much in the modern life. So we got to be intelligent about it, and then make us active during the work. That is what I do. I tell them, let's find some opportunities for your work space and see what you can do while you are working, combining this kind of exercises. And a lot of people are very happy that we have shown them those opportunities, and they come and then they take those recommendations and try to implement them. I'm very happy when they do that, so that they don't have to go to gym and all that separately. They can as well do them while working. Have you taken some opportunities like that, Dr. K, while you are working? I think Dr. K is busy, maybe. I'm not able to hear him. Anyway, that's what I do with most of the people. When they come, I kind of have a casual talk with them, and I usually tell them, do you want to examine your routines and tell me where you work, what you work, how you work, what are the routines? And they usually tell us, these are the workplaces, this is what we really structure is. These are the convenience that we use. Maybe we take a train or something like that. And when you really look at it, we can see a lot of opportunities for our workout, some physical activity. Um, Tamoka, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back. Hi.
Yeah. So, welcome. We are talking about burnout, not only for the doctors, but also other people too. And we are talking about proactive wellness, where wellness is given real importance, and then we kind of talk about that all the time. So, what do you think about that, Samoka? Any idea? Well, anyway, another thing I was working in the last couple of days was how do you improve quality of sleep? That's very important, and I was doing that with.
About that, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Now you're back. I couldn't hear you earlier. The
Oh,
sleep.
there was another phone call.
Okay, okay.
I was answering. I'm still at job.
Yeah. So I was talking about rest and sleep. That is something that we should pay attention to, because a lot of people who are sleeping really don't do certain things before the sleep and after sleep. They just get exhausted and come and then do that. What I would recommend is do some time about unwinding yourself before you go to sleep, right? That would be wonderful. And also do something after the sleep. These two kind of things usually help people to really be there, and then really induce a deeper sleep for themselves. That is something that's always important for us to consider. So I was working on that with some friend of mine. So I made a couple of videos on that, how to have a deeper sleep, how that is important for us. I'm going to release those videos on the YouTube, and you can watch them, and then they will be kind of preparation for deeper sleep. It happens slowly. First of all, ambience should be good, and also don't drink any coffee, tea, or alcohol, wine, and all that, and be natural, and try to encourage the circadian rhythm of the sleep. That will be helpful to maintain your body clock in the long run. That means you go to sleep at the same time if possible, and before you go to sleep, make sure that you have really put the devices away. And then also a couple of yoga things are there. One is called yoga nidra. It's a progressive relaxation. And the second thing is shavasana, that is dead man's pose. These two things are really relax you profoundly, deeply. And if you do that, that will be very good. See those videos and let me know if you have any points you want to talk about. That will be good. I sleep
Yeah,
very
I think
soundly.
one is not to eat immediate before food, before sleep.
Yeah, yeah. 1 hour before you eat,
Yeah,
ideally.
and the
Yeah.
second one is a temperature zone. I
Yeah,
like around 66 temperature, room temperature, not too
definitely.
hot.
Yeah,
I think that is
yeah.
also very good for sleep.
Yeah, that's very true. I talk about the two. Have a room cool, dark, and sufficiently heated, not really cold, not really too heat. That's very important. That's why the ambience under that everything comes up. No devices. Actually, except the sleeping, no other activity you should in the done in the bedroom. Then you will have a better sleep, and then you will wake up in the morning much more nurtured. Anyway, that's a deeper subject. I'm going to take it up one day. Then I can answer all the questions if anybody has them. And finally, in our pillars, after the three diet, activity, and the sleep, our final thing is the calming the mind. That is something I'm very big on because in this information age, so much of stimuli for us, and they take us into a lot of mental activity which is not needed. And people are burning out because of that. So that's why I focus on that. I tell them, don't be thinking all the time, don't be overthinking all the time. Think appropriately what is needed for the activity, and also being in the present. So that means whatever you do, you focus on that, and then just be in the present. That kind of thing really helps a lot. And then when you go to sleep, also don't think of a lot of negative things and then sleep. Think of something positive that happened that day, and just before you sleep, if you can cultivate that habit, that itself is good in the beginning. But if you are able to go much deeper, then I can take you deeper states of sleep that are very nourishing for us. I sleep very well no matter what kind of things I have outward. For that night, I drop them all because I can't do anything about them. So in the morning, I take it up, but I don't want to sleep on these things thinking, oh, I'm going to have more thoughts. No, less thoughts are better to have a conducive sleep. These two things I told you about, yoga nidra and also shavasana, they work very well. Progressive relaxation. There is one modified way of the shavasana, which is the dead man's pose, is called head to toe scan. So what you do is you sit in the chair and then keep the spine straight and both feet on the floor, and then you start to relax from head to toe. You can start from head, and then you can go muscle by muscle slowly, and then deep breathe and out as you contract and relax. If you do the whole body, you are going to get a profound relaxation. You cannot think all the things at the time. You have to really focus and be really aware of what's going on with you right there. If you do that, after a while, you will get catch up that relaxation response, which is induced in the brain by this focused attention of one thought only. And then, yeah, that is a physiological reaction that gives you a progressive relaxation from head to toe. But it has to be done for a certain time. These things are not like a pill that you take it will act right away. These are mental habits that were formed a long time ago. They have to be changed slowly. It's like you peel an onion slowly. You got to peel all your conditioning layers like that. Then if you are in that ritual before you go to bed, most of the time you will get into that. You see, profound relaxations happen to people who are deeply meditative, and then whatever they do, they stay in the meditation and do that. That is kind of difficult. You don't have to go all the way there. Just a few minutes before, don't have any devices, just close your eyes, do the scanning from head to toe, and that will also relax you quite a bit.
Doctor, I love that one because you are giving an awareness to part of the body,
Yeah,
starting from the little toe.
yeah,
I think it might improve the
yeah,
risk of fall
yeah,
because of our awareness is going to the
yeah,
area where we don't give attention
yeah.
most of the time.
And that's why sit down and do it. Don't do standing if you have problem with the balance. Sit down and do it. That is good
How
enough.
long you been doing that?
Well, several years, but for me, it's just induces just with a few breaths. I don't have to do that. Actually, I'm really in that relaxed state, and when I want to go to sleep, I don't even stay in the thoughts. I stay beyond the thought. That's why it's so much easier, But in the beginning, it was like do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes like that. But then later on, it cuts down. Important thing is we got to cultivate that on a daily basis. You know, that is the important thing. If you do that, that will be very good.
So did you able to generate like say part of the body that need energy
Yeah,
activation?
yeah.
It's like that. I was thinking.
Yeah, actually, your energy goes up because you are really allowing the brain or the mind to really restore your energies when you do this scanning. When you go to the deep sleep, more of REM sleep, and that is the one which restores our body and the mind. So having that kind of understanding and then being aware of that, and when you go to bed, you basically say, I'm not going to be able to do anything with this particular worry that I have. Let me park it for the night and then sleep. That kind of thing you have to start with. And then your thoughts will slow down. They may be positive if you deliberately make them positive. And also, you may have nice hormonal atmosphere within that will help you to heal better. So sleep is supposed to be that it should restore your body metabolism and also mind relaxation. Those are the two things that they have to do. you know Hi Payman, welcome. So start doing that, Dr. K. If you are not doing it already, then do that every day, though, whenever you go to say. See, one of the things that we lost in this civilization is we don't spend much time for unwinding the day. See, what are the tensions we go through? Whether we take a glass of wine or some food and then some entertainment, and they want to go, but they never allow the body to unwind and the mind to unwind. That is a new habit. I think we need it because the technology is taking us away from it as fast as it can. But we should be a victim of that. You know.
So what is your routine timing duration for sleep?
My sleep like at 11 o'clock or so, and then I'll get up at between 3:30 to 4:30,
That's
and
like around 5 to 6 hours.
maybe 4 to 5 hours, maybe.
But you get to refresh.
Yeah, I could remember. You see, that is the thing. Even if 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it is the number of hours is not important. It's the quality of the sleep. So that is very high. So sometimes I may sleep only a couple of hours. When I get up, I do so many things before anybody else wakes up. You know, and the energy is very high, and I don't feel like going back to sleep again. you know so that is a very high energy. Before 9 o'clock we can get a lot of things done. And also, when you go to the I saw observing, I don't yawn too easily, and I don't feel like sleepy during the day. So the quality of sleep, in the beginning when we were doing night calls, Dr. K, that was when I really needed it because I was exhausted after 3 days of continuous work. Then residencies used to be like that, right? 72 hours shift at a stretch. And then you just go home for maybe 7 hours and come back for another 72. It should be like that. But then
That was like a suicide.
yeah, it was like that. But then after I understood this yoga nidra and shavasana, I used to do it, at least some of it, when I was late into the 50s and I was still working as a hospitalist. In the call room, I used to do this. And that used to help me a lot. Even then, body feels very tired and all that. But whenever I did these measures before I sleep, I had a quality of sleep, and that was really noticeable. Before, it was like a very groggy and lazy and all that, right? But then this time, after I cultivated these habits, I wake up quickly and they stay alert very well right away, and that stays on. So there is a way we can control our persistent, constant movement of thought. That's what we need to understand. And then One thing I would recommend to everybody is before you go to sleep, just go through your day and see whatever is trivial, throw it out, and then deliberately throw it out. And then, if you have important things, write them out on a paper or a device, and then forget till tomorrow. Then that will be empty mind, like you're sleeping, and that is the one which really makes the energy boost, because your mind is not going on thinking and then expending the energy. So that's all saved, and also that is the milieu in which brain regenerates itself. So that is what I'm saying. We should cultivate that milieu of non-movement of thought, and that way no hormones are secreted, and the brain has a chance to repair itself. That we are not allowing, because on the other hand, the activation continues very quickly with a lot of people. See, that's the problem. They get up in the morning, immediately pick up the phone, and all the activation comes into their mind. They never take a break from it. Other things also I recommend: go to the forest, have a forest bathe, or go to swimming, or go and do some yoga exercises, or Pilates, or any of the martial arts. All those things are good too. Or you just want to do brisk walking or on the treadmill. Any of number of things you can do. But I like the martial arts, yoga, Pilates, because they have the stretch involved, and they have this deep breathing. They enhance this much more. Because I do all of them, that's why my quality of sleep is very high. I'm trying to adjust this Instagram thing. It was coming and going. So what is it? I don't know. I just started today. I will open Instagram also every day. So, Dr. K, I think we talked about very well with proactive wellness a little bit. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. So I'm gonna practice those routinely,
Yeah.
so they will be like a habit.
Yeah, and you can measure them. You can see the metrics, how your energy is, how your awareness, how your general health improves with these simple things.
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah. Because overall, the body is a vehicle for the awareness.
Exactly. It's like it's like the temple that hides the divine within you.
Yeah.
That's why you got to keep it well and strong. Not having the body sculpture, body. That's I'm not a self-image. I'm talking about being healthy so that we can do these other things better.
Yes, and the other one I find is when I watch news,
Yeah.
I find it not good for my awareness or consciousness, because every news is kind of not good news on the main media, like fear,
Yeah.
something about something. It just I don't.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't resonate with me whenever I watch news.
Yeah, a lot of negativity, but there are certain facts are happening, like the weather is really going really bad. That is the reality, and the heat is there. That is the reality. Those kind of, we should be facing them and see what we can do about them, rather than succumbing it or becoming pessimistic and all that. I also watch a news hour in the evening. They are very balanced, and then they talk important things they talk about. So I don't watch the regular CNN and Fox and all that. I don't watch them because they are very negative lots of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all humanity is understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Dr. K. I think we've talked more than half an hour, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, we'll talk about more people coming in. We'll get proactive wellness much more.
Yeah, something happened to the app.
Yeah, I think
There are 13 people, but we cannot see them.
yeah, they were there and then they're gone all of a sudden. All of them gone.
On
The
the
same.
top, it says there are 13 people,
Yeah,
but I can see them.
yeah. I don't know.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, Dr. K. Thanks. Yeah, all the people disappeared uh, from there. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow.